Hello everyone, I am Sakshi Pawar, an intern at Odia Generative AI and a student pursuing an MSc in Data Science from Bhubaneswar KIIT University. So before we dive into the presentation, I would like to introduce my colleagues Debasis and Sasikant is a member of our team at Odia Generative AI. So let's start with our first slide on releases. At Odia Generative AI, we are dedicated to advancing research and innovation in natural language processing. All our data set and models are available on Hugging Face for research and non-commercial use, reflecting our commitment to open non-commercial use science. So additionally, our source code can be found on the Odia Generative AI GitHub repo, and this includes our scrapping tools and olive farm framework initial for dataset creation. By providing these source, we aim to empower the research community and drive further advancement and LLMs. So now let's move on the various activities we engage in at Odia Generative AI. So if we talk about research, so our team is deeply involved in cutting edge research to pursue the frontier of language modeling, particularly for underrepresented language like Hindi, Odia, Bengali, and other Indic language. We continuously explore new methodology and technique to improve model performance and linguistic understanding. And the second one is scientific publication. So our researcher has been published in several prestigious journals and conference, contributing valuable knowledge to field of NLP. So now in mentorship, so through our mentorship program, we can guide students and early career professionals, helping them develop their skills and advance their career. So after that app development, so beyond research, we also focus on practical applications. Our team is actively involved in developing innovative application that leverage our language model to solve real world problems. So workshop and hackathon participations, engagement with the community is the key to our mission. So we regularly participate in workshop and hackathon both as a participants and organizers. So I will discussing a process of the building a large Hindi and Odia language dataset for LLM pre-training. So LLM are called large because they have pre-trained with a large number of parameters like 100 million plus on extreme corpora to understand and generate natural language text for a variety of NLP tasks. So data set diversity is especially important for LLM. That's because diversity improves the cross domain knowledge of the model as well as downstream generalization capacity. So we can know bad data leads to the bad models and good data leads to the good models. So to ensure the high quality data for our LLM, we implemented a rigorous pre-processing pipeline. So data cleaning, uh, uh, noise removal, tokenization, server segmentation, normalization, and standardizations. Next, language process and data argumentation, and last not the least, data splitting and formatting. So now the processing of these pipeline, first we start by obtaining the data set from Hugging Face. Initially, the data set including numerous columns such as ID, URL, reference, input, output, and others, which were extraneous for our purpose. So we meticulously refine the data set by removing these unnecessary columns. Subsequently, we perform extensive data cleaning, uh, which involve removing HTML tags, ads, and other non-textual content, as well as addressing noise from social media and user-generated content. Additionally, we applied normalization technique to ensure consistency in numeric units, date formats, and currency symbol, and handle regional, and dialectal various in the text. So after through this process, we streamline the dataset into the essential two columns. First is name and second is content. So the name column contains the file names, all the file names, while the content columns hold all relevant text data. The organized structure ensure that our data is clean and focused and ready for the use. So this is the like data set summary for the Hindi language. So uh, various data set are here. So first, like Wikipedia. So Wikipedia data set is using 43.67 million tokens and 1.85 million sentence, which is provide in valuable insight into the general knowledge and NLP uses in Hindi. Next is dialect Hindi data set. This is main important and focusing on the language variation and changes. So in this data set, we are covering 26 language and dialect related to Hindi. It ensures that understanding of linguistic variation and culture variation. So next one is AI Bharat. So it's contain the 55.67 million and next is Indic Bharat. So after that we can use the uh, Miracle corpus. So it's contain the 33.66 billion. It is totally depends on understanding of Indian language across various domain and linguistic styles. And the Oscar dataset, it's a massive data. So it's 74500 million tokens, and it is totally depends on the dialectic chains and thematic contents. And next one is the big science data set. So it is used for own scientific concept, technical terminology, and research related discuss. So next, now this is the data summary for the Hindi language. Like we can see data set statistic and the data collections and percentage diagram of the tokens and domain coverage. After that, we are going to the data summary for the Odia language. So Odia language contain the 11 data set. First is Cultura X. So it is only totally depends on religions language. So after that in India CQA. So this is question answers data set. And after that Odia Corp. So this is using for the specific language task. And after that Oscar is the after that these are the total 11 data set we are using in Odia language. So after that in the summary, these carefully created dataset provide to diverse linguistic source, enabling effective pre-training of LLMs for Hindi and Odia language tasks. They cover a wide range of linguistic, domain specifics, and stylics. Neural ensure the model ability to compress and generate coherent text in these languages. So next, we are excited to announce that the dataset compiled for our research project will be available for research and non-commercial purpose through the Hugging Face platform. So the decision reflect our commitment to increase accessibility and in NLP, ensuring valuable linguistic sources are available to researchers, educators, and language enthusiasts worldwide. So Hindi pre-training dataset will be available on the Hugging Face of the research, like Hindi for dat repo and OdiaGen dataset is uh, dat repo. So thank you for this, and I will now pass the presentation to Devasis, who will provide more details on our innovations.
Thank you, Sakshi. Just a minute, let me share my screen. Is it working? Can
Yes,
someone
yes, it's
come?
visible.
Yeah, it's
Okay, okay. So today I'll be discussing two products developed by our team. So these two products are RAG-based products. So in short, what is RAG? RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. So if you are putting some query into a LLM, so the knowledge base that it has, it's the knowledge base that it had during its training phase. So in RAG, what we do is we simply add an external database. So the RAG can use this external database to produce more relevant answers. So we have used this technique to create two of our own products. Let's see what they are. So the first is the Acharya Indic AI tutor. This is this is geared towards helping Hindi speaking students who are in class 1 to class 12. It also covers a vast array of subjects like histories, geography, mathematics, science, literature, etc. After after a lot of testing, we have settled down with using Mistral 7B model because it produced the best responses. Now let's check the architecture of this problem. So what we do is we take we take Hindi textbook from CBSE curriculum, then we scrap them using Python. Once we scrap them, we then embed those data, and then we store them in a vector database. Here we have used the Chroma vector database. So once it is stored in the vector database, every time a student passes a question, a similarity search is conducted across the entire database, and the LLM produces relevant answers using that database. So this is the theory of our platform. And now let's see how it works. So this is the demo. So here you are selecting history subject from class 8. So this is a multiple choice question. Who wrote the book named History of British India? And the correct answer is James Mill. The second question is why Mahatma Gandhi taught handicaps to kids? The answer is that he taught kids so that the kids could do something on their own if needed. So now we are changing the subject. Now we're back to mathematics. So that's a very simple question, simple algebra question. And the answer is correct. Y equals to 7. Now we're again changing the subject to science. So this is the fill in the blanks question. As you can see here, not all the questions are correct. So I don't know if it's visible here. So let this side panel collapse. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah. So if you see, then you can see that like the first and the last question, the responses to these questions are not exactly correct, but the responses to the middle two questions, they are correct. So the model is working, I would say, more or less fine, but there are some problems here and there. We're constantly working on improving it. So this is the demo of our first product. And now let's move on to the second product. Yeah. So this is our second product. This is also based on the same concept called RAG. So here, what we are doing is we are trying to help the customers with shopping. So let's say if you want a phone with certain camera specs, so you are bombarded with a lot of options, and too much options is often not helpful. So what we are planning to do is we are streamlining this process. So you can pass your query to this bot, and it will help you with recommendations of phone. In addition to that, you can pass any queries regarding price, specification. It can even compare two products side by side. So here the concept is also the same. Instead of passing textbook data, what we are doing is we are passing data from sales websites such as Amazon, etc. And now let's check its architecture. So here we are scraping the product data from various websites, and then we are embedding and storing them in vector database. And, and after using the same RAG application, the LLM is able to produce coherent responses. Now let's see the chatbot in action. So this is the first question. Yeah, so this is the response to the first question. Can you suggest me some phones to buy? So here are your suggestions. In addition to price and the specs, it also provides the direct link. So you can just click on the link, and if you want, you can proceed to buy. The second question regarding the price of certain product. And you can see like a couple of versions of that phone are there, and it provided the price of most of those versions. And here just for the verification, so you can see the the price is showed was $219, and now we go to that website, and then we can check that the price is the same, $219. This is the third question regarding product comparison. As you can see that it compared the product based on various specs. And here is a question that is out of context. So here we have put a lot of effort so that if you ask a question that is not related to any product, it will say that, okay, this is not my domain of expertise. I cannot answer such questions. So this was our demo. Next, I'd like to pass on the mic to Shashika. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so like, these descriptions, can you generate in Odia?
So we are not targeting it for the India-based market. So currently we are not focused on India for this. Yes, you can, in theory, you can do. So just you saw that the Acharya Indic tutor, so you can generate in Hindi. So generating in Odia is also possible, but it will be a bit difficult, and the answer should be a bit less coherent. But you can do that in theory.
Okay, so means considering the state of the data set, the Odia data set, that you're existing models that all the publications that you did. So is it possible with that?
So if Amazon provides the details in Odia, then we can certainly do it. But since they are doing it in English, so we are sticking to English. And
No,
realistic,
means like all the existing models, Odia models that we have, means the OdiaGenAI your team has. Those are able to convert English to Odia, right? So those models can't, I just want to know that can't they be used to uh, translate these product details to Odia? Because, yeah.
yeah, you can do that, but you will get a decrease in performance. So currently we are not targeting for that. So we're sticking to the best performance. In future, we can try.
Yeah, so I want to know, means so how what is the means how much is the expected performance? Means do you think that with this much data that you have right now, uh, on which your models are published in the papers and all, is that sufficient to get a good working model?
No, I don't think so. We'll need better base models for Odia.
Okay, okay, yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, I have one more question.
Yeah, please go.
So, like, how did you extract it from like that book? Like, whether you used any module or like OCR technique,
Yes, mostly OCR by using PyTest.
right? Tesseract. Okay.
Yes,
Mm, thank you. Yeah.
thank
So,
you.
so for that we need like Tesseract OCR anything behind, right?
No, it's a simple Python module. You can download multiple packages based on whichever language you want to extract. So we just downloaded the Hindi module of that, and it worked.
Okay. No, no. I hear that like PyTesseract is nothing but like just a wrapper upon the OCR Tesseract OCR, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for that we need to download this like Tesseract OCR. Then only like we can able to use PyTesseract also.
No. So if you just type pip install PyTest, it will do everything for you. You don't have to worry.
So yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
It supports multiple languages.
If we have time, I have one last question. Can we do that, or should we move ahead?
So currently we're running short of time. Already a bit
We
late.
can take up later then. No worries.
Yes, yes. Okay. Just complete it because Robbie Tej has already joined. So just complete.
Yeah, my
Sure.
screen is visible, everyone. Like,
Yes, yes. Start.
yeah. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. This is Shashikant Sahu, a fellow researcher of OdiaGenAI. Currently, I'm working as a research assistant at IIT Madras. Today, I'm going to discuss about fine-tune of Indic LLM. So these are like Indic LLM, like Indic Llama 38B. It basically refers to a version of large language model which is produced by Meta AI series, which is a powerful LLM that developed by Facebook. And that 8B basically signifies that this version has 8 billion parameters. These parameters are learned weight of the model that determine its performance in generating human-like text. And this LLM Llama models are designed to understand and generate the natural language with high accuracy and coherence also. Coming back to the Gamma, like it also refers to the another language model, and to be specific project and product name. Without more context, it's very challenging to specify its exact role or the origin kind of thing. When coming to the Quen 7B, it also refers to the language model with several billion parameter, which is also similar to the Llama Llama Queen. It's probably designed to tasks involving NLP, such as text generation and the and summarization kind of thing. And then Alpaca and the Dolly, these two are that kind of data set. Coming to the Alpaca is basically open source project based of the Llama model, basically designed to facilitate the research and development in language modeling task. And Alpaca also fine tune also Llama with instruct following following capability with using dataset like those developed by OpenAI, and Dolly also similar kind of ChatGPT like model developed by Databricks, built to flow the instruction, and it's also generates the conversational text kind of thing. And this Ollie and Alpaca and Dolly translate dataset in the different languages. Coming back to the Llama 3 model token analysis for Odia. Here the graph represent the different types of model according to the token length of the Odia, English, and the mixed text. And this tokenizer used is a byte pair encoding, which is shortly called as a BPE model for the base of tick token. And this tokenization for model Llama 38B is not as efficient as tokenizer of model dedicated to the Indic language like Indic, but we are now showing you the video demo of our Odia Llama. Here is our OpenGenAI, and we are using the model Alpaca Odia, and we ask some question from the internet to the OdiaGenAI and see some responses. Here I'm asking some question, and I'm getting the responses like this, which is quite relevant to the answer. I can't say it's completely true, but somehow it's related to the answer. Basically, ask କେଉଁ ଓଡ଼ିଶା ରାଜାଙ୍କ ସମୟରେ କୋଣାର୍କ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ ମନ୍ଦିର ନିର୍ମାଣ ହୋଇଥିଲା. It gives the brief idea about from the past history and the rajanka na everything he gave it in the detailed overview. Similarly, asked some another question also, के भारतर प्रथम स्वाधीनता संग्राम नेता थिले. He gave some wrong answer like SF Neta something, like he gives some kind of wrong name in that context. So like right now, like we are trying to improve the model efficiency by training on the more amount of data. So these two as the example of the this Alpaca Odia model, in which we asked the questions kind of thing, like you're able to see. On the other hand, like we also make our model for the multilingual model, which is basically language specific multilingual model for the continuing pre-train to increase the LLM domain knowledge, which is translated on the Alpaca Dolly dataset, which helps us to fine tune the Llama 3 model. This model basically used in our case with the Llama 38B and Queen, and the benchmark. We also did the benchmarking dataset for the evaluation task. And these are some model and dataset link which I attached here. So the Alpaca and Dolly translated dataset, these are the two Alpaca and Dolly dataset. These are the two, like a Hindi Alpaca Dolly as well as the Odia Alpaca Dolly, which contains 67K number of question set. And coming back to the LLM model, which having three types of model. The first one is the Llama 8B Alpaca Odia, where all the Odia things or Odia text prompt and Odia question answer things are there. Well, whereas then second on the Hindi Llama 3.8B Hindi things are there. But whereas the last one, the Llama 3.8B Indica, which consists of the 5 different languages multilingual, like Hindi, and then Bengali, as well as others Odia and some other language. I'll give the example of from the model that I used by using the Indica. That video for the multilingual LLM. I'll show you some videos for here. Here we are using like LoRa Hindi 8B for our task. Our model gives quite efficient result. Like here we ask Bharat में बारे में बताओ. He gives some detailed overview when we got independence and what sort of things it's happening. It gives the very good result in that case. You're able to see like. Similarly, I asked like a Bengali question also. It also gives some good result. Like in that case, like I asked some this question, you're able to see it's some kind of a tricky question. It gives somehow gives some good result, and somehow some part it gives the wrong result. But constantly trying to improve the model, and the tech stack and the library that you use for fine-tuning library use onsold.
Excuse me, Sasikant.
Yes.
So just have a quick reminder. We have a few minutes left. So
Okay.
we cover all the important points. Let's make sure we cover all. We will wrap up.
Okay,
Uh,
I'll completely wrap up.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Complete.
Give it me some minute, 1 minute or 2 minutes.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Continue.
okay.
Yeah. So like for the model in the data stores, we are using the Hugging Face kind of thing and using LoRa and QLoRa that you use for the fine tuning techniques for optimal resources utilization. And there is some response sample. If you see some of the question that I asked to the Odia Llama and gives the somehow some part it gives correct answer and some parts gives the wrong answer. I'm currently trying to improve in it, like giving the more amount of data. Like there are asked some Hindi question, it will give some result. There is some asking for the Bengali questions and give some sorts of answer. But currently looking into and enhance the efficiency. And this is all about the fine-tune Indic LLM. To be concluded, I'd like to say that this will help you give some idea about the Indic LLM. Yeah, thank you.